Oh, hi. Getting ready to shoot today's episode of Adventures in Welding. And the first thing I always do is clean off my bench with either some denatured alcohol or acetone, because TIG likes clean and we want to be clean. And that ain't clean. We'll get started in a minute. Alright guys, here we are. This is episode 33 of Adventures in Welding. And this is going to be another part of our series on TIG for the absolute beginner. And we're going to use a couple things that we made in previous projects. We're going to be using our cruciform practice piece. I have a nice clean side right there. And to give you some up close shots, I'm going to use the foam holder we made. And then I've just got a couple pieces of bar stock, which I've cleaned. I can't emphasize it enough how much TIG likes things to be clean. Now look at those two pieces. The piece here on my right is covered in mill scale. Piece on my left has just been cleaned with a grinder. I just ground the scale off of it. Okay? We'll work on them and this, and we're going to get started. Let me get my gear ready and we'll be back to weld. Alright, we've got our little camera here set up to record some close-ups so you can really see what we're doing. And I'm going to talk about doing autogenous welds or fusion welds. I've got Hazel, my torch here, with a 2% thoriated tungsten 3/32 inch, ground to a point, and then psst, you just touch the point to flatten it off. We've got our power source over here, our argon set at 15 cubic feet per hour. And what we're going to do, like I said, this series is for the absolute beginner. I don't have my gloves on, there's no power to the torch right now. Is we're going to show how to do the autogenous weld. Just like this. So let's get in it. First thing you got to do is you got to figure out how you're going to hold your torch. There are so many ways. I've covered this in another video, so I'm just going to hit on it fast. Some people like to hold like this. See how my pinky's on the table? That'll work. I hold it kind of like a magic marker or a pencil. Then you can rest the heel of your hand. Sometimes I'll even hold it like this if I've got to get some real precision in there. But for now we're going to start off with the magic marker, okay? So you're going to get yourself into position, however that is. You're generally going to be using both hands, so do that. And don't have any weight on your torch arm. You can have some weight on your filler arm, but not on your torch arm, because you need to be able to slide it. So the next thing you're going to do is find your position. You want the torch to be 90 degrees to the work material. And then you can turn it 5 to 10 degrees or so, just like that, so that you can see the puddle. And with TIG, we're going to push. We're going to push the puddle ahead. With like stick welding and such, you drag. Remember the saying, if there's slag, you drag. Well, there's no slag because this is a shielded gas process. So we're going to get ourselves real close. What I like to do is lay the tip on the metal first. That way that's like zeroing out your instrument, Then I lift it up to be about between a 1/16 and an 1/8. And then you're going to slowly step on the pedal, and you'll hear that pop, and your arc's going to start. And then you slowly increase the pedal, watching closely for the metal to puddle. Once it starts puddling, you're going to very slowly move 1/16 to 1/8 of an inch, then let the puddle fill up again, then move, fill, move and fill, move and fill, move and fill. Actually, we're not doing filling, never mind, strike all that. But that's where you would be filling. So again, I like to zero it out, then I set my height. Now for autogenous welding, you can even rest your hand on your other hand. Zero, set my height, step on the pedal, pop! Increase the pedal till I get puddle. Move, puddle, move, puddle, move, puddle, move, puddle. This should be done very smoothly. Move, puddle, move, puddle. Now as you notice, as the metal's heating up, it takes less and less time for it to puddle. So you can either move faster, or you can come down on your pedal a little bit, and that way you can keep everything the same speed, but it's your choice. And that's how you do the autogenous weld. Now let's get set up and do one that you can see. Alright, get my gloves on here, got my helmet, got my jacket, want to button up at the neck. You don't want to catch any of that ultraviolet radiation on your skin. I know you've all seen certain celebrities TIG in their t-shirts, but when they're having skin cancer cut off 20 years from now, they'll know they did the wrong thing. Alright, this is going to be our autogenous weld. We're going to do everything just like we talked about before. I have my torch held like the pencil or magic marker. Touch the tip to zero out. Lift up. Strike the arc. Step on the pedal till I see the puddle. There's the puddle. Move, 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 puddle. Now I'm going to end my weld. Slowly, I taper off the amperage. Kind of swirl a little bit. And I hold the torch there while the post flow shields the end of the weld and keeps it clean. Okay? Got 3, 2, 1. I know it's not straight, I didn't draw a line, but can you see that? It is smooth, the puddle size, the weld size is even. You can see the heat affected zone around it, and there's no crater at the end because I swirled and tapered off. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to add rod. So I'm just turning that off so we don't have the fan to contend with. This is our 3/32 ER70 S2 rod. This is just a plain mild steel rod. It's got a very thin copper coating to keep it from corroding. The ER70 S2 means ER, electrode rod, 70,000 pounds of tensile strength. S, solid. And the 2 just tells you the composition. This is for mild steel. So, we're going to get our torch. Now I'm going to put this weld right below the last one. Get our position. Now we're going to start with the filler metal. And you want your filler metal to come in from the lowest angle possible. And here's what's going to happen. I'm going to touch, get my distance, spark the arc, step on it till I get the puddle. Now that the puddle's formed, I'm simply going to slide into the puddle and pull out. Move, wait for it to puddle, slide in, pull out. Move, wait for it to puddle, slide in, pull out. Move, wait for it to puddle, slide in, pull out. And then we're going to end it the same way. Are you ready? All right. Let's go. Got our protective gear on. Helmet down. Electrode in the left hand. Torch in the right. Get my position and go. There's a puddle. Feed it. Move on a little bit. Feed it. Move on a little bit. Feed it. Move. It's heating up. I can move faster. And now we'll taper it. Holding it on there so that the gas can cool. Okay. All right, the first joint we're going to do is a lap joint. Butt joint's actually an outside corner joint is the easiest, but we're going to try a lap joint here. And we're going to do it fusion. We're not going to add any filler metal to it. So what's going to happen? Open my torch angle up a little bit. So we're going to get in here and we're going to aim the torch directly at where the joint meets. We're going to wait for it to puddle. And then we'll just travel and puddle. It's that simple. If I do it right. But since you guys are watching, I'll try my best. Power's up. Gloves on. Oh, you know what? First I gotta tack it. Don't be a dum-dum. Always remember to tack first. So this will be our tack. I hope. There's one. Now you can see I kind of burnt the edge there a little bit. That tends to be a problem on edge welds, or the edge of welds like that. I'll put that in a little bit. Alright, there's the other one. We're ready to roll. Let's do it. now. All right. Okay, there's where we ended. There's the body. See, I missed a little bit on the top there and there, a couple little hitches. Hard to get that top to melt in just right when you're only doing a fusion weld. But that's it. And that's it for this episode of Adventures in Welding. Thanks for watching. Please leave a comment. Give me a like. And if you really like me, how about subscribing, huh? All right, I'll see you next time.